I'm L Franchise. This is Talkin Sporty, presented by the Bros TV Network. On today's show, we're talking Philadelphia versus Boston Game 7, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the two Sunday Eastern Conference Game 7 predictions. Talking Sporty, L Franchise. Let's talk.
We talking sporty. We talking sporty.
All right, we're going to get started in Boston as the Philadelphia 76ers eliminates the Boston Celtics in Game 7, 109-100. This is Philly's first time beating Boston in the playoffs in 1982, bro. Now, that sounds like a long time, but it's only been 6 series since 1982. It's the 14th team all time to come back from 0-3 down. The Celtics were actually 32-0 and play in their history when leading the series 3-0. And Philly was 0-14 when down 3-0 in the series. 0-3 in the series, I'm sorry. Man, early in the game, I saw Joe Mazzulla. He changed their starting lineup. And 45 minutes before the game, they announced Jason Tatum wouldn't be available to play tonight. So they went with a lineup of Jaylen Brown, Derek White. They had Shireman, which I figured, Ryan Harper Jr., and then they played Luka Garza instead of Keita. And that was kind of crazy. So Shireman, Ryan Harper Jr., and Luka Garza, they combined for 0 points tonight. Philadelphia starters outscored Boston starters 106-59. All right. Embiid, man, Joel Embiid, him and Maxey. But first, Embiid, he's so cold, bro. He's not even healthy. He went out there, had 34, 12, and 6. Tyrese Maxey is really a superstar on the cool. Like, I think some of the old heads got to get out the way. And not like in a bad way, just retire. But Tyrese Maxey is one of the next superstars of the NBA. He had 30, 11, and 7. Edgecombe, the rookie, VJ Edgecombe, third player, 20 or younger. They have 20 or more in the winner take-all game. Like, I felt before, I said, once Embiid came back, if Philly beat Boston, Philly could go to the finals. Now, this is going to be hinging on the health of Joel Embiid, but Philly got probably, to me, like the best starting five damn near in basketball when they're healthy. But on the Celtics side, Jason Tatum didn't play, so you knew Jaylen Brown was gonna carry a heavy load. He had 33, 9, and 4. He actually got some help tonight from Derek White. Derek White, he kind of been pulled this series, but he had 26. And Keita had 17 points and 12 rebounds off the bench. I feel like Boston went down early in that first, like I said about the lineup, and it was 32-19 in the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? Advantage Philly. So Philly went back up by 18 in the third, and Boston made their run. And it was Derek White and Jaylen Brown. But in the clutch time, Boston had 0 points, and Tyrese Maxey took over in the clutch time. I'm watching that game, and I'm like, because Philadelphia lose so many of these type of games historically, I'm like, Philly gonna find a way to lose this game. And they pulled it out. And, Maxey said after the game, him and Joel talked, and they said, we can't keep doing the same thing over and over. So shout out to Philly, man. I like Philly. Philly could really make do some damage in the playoffs. They got the Knicks next. That's gonna be a nice series, Philadelphia and New York. Next, we're going to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers, them defeating the Houston Rockets, and their chances going forward in the NBA playoffs. Talking Sporty, L Franchise.
We talking sporty. We talking sporty.
On Friday, the Los Angeles Lakers, they got rid of Houston. 20-point beating, 98-78 in Game 6 in Houston. LeBron James, 28 points, 7 and 8. And it was really over for Houston in the second quarter. They had a quarter where they scored 13 points in that second. And if I'm not mistaken, LeBron had 14 in the second. He outscored their whole team in the second quarter by itself. LeBron controlled the pace of the game for sure, but I think defensively, it started with DeAndre Ayton and Marcus Smart. Ayton, man, Ayton been playing better ever since he made that Clint Capella comment during the season. Like it was a while he didn't adjust to his role with the team. You know, Ayton a former number one pick. So dude see himself a certain way, but he has it's a certain role they have him for this team. You're not about to get super touches messing with Luke, LeBron, and Austin. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Aiden, shout out to Marcus Smart. Um, the Lakers really kept Houston off the offensive glass the last couple games. I think I like how the Lakers really played early in the series. Um, and we gotta see, man. Austin Reeves back in the lineup now. So you know that's gonna be big for them going towards OKC, but they got the champs. And I really like how the Lakers playing without Luca. And it was the same thing early in the season without Bron. So it's sometimes it's not like the team is better without either player. It's a matter of other guys getting more attempts and more touches and more involved in the game and them elevating their game as well. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see, but they're not better without Luca. They need Luca to make a run. What I really feel played about in this Rockets and Lakers series is that we really got robbed of another KD Bron playoff series. And this would have been a good one because it would have been like KD Bron. Like, but I got my soldiers, you got your soldiers, let's go. You know what I'm saying? For most of the series. But, you know, unfortunately, KD got hurt before game one. So the Lakers go on to the Thunder. And the question is for me, JJ Redick said something after the game. He was like, LeBron has the greatest career of any basketball player all time. And I like how he worded it. I agree. I don't really like to get into the greatest player of all time debate out loud, other than with my people, because it's just opinionated. You know what I'm saying? But my question is, what would another deep playoff or finals run do for LeBron's legacy? Will it do anything for his legacy? Is it just Bron at this point? I feel like that could enhance it. Um, Brian make a finals run at 41. It's kind of insane because he's not just tagging along. You know what I'm saying? But will another finals run do anything for LeBron legacy? Y'all let me know in the comments. You heard me. All right, if you just far in the video, make sure you take time and subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment. Let's get us popping in the algorithm. Next, we got the Eastern Conference Sunday Game 7s. First up, we got Orlando and Detroit. This has been a decent series. I can remember doing the play-in when they were talking about how Orlando coach was going to be fired. They lost the first play-in game, and it just kind of came off media-wise as if they were just going to lose the next one, and they're going to fire the coach. And that hasn't been the case. Orlando came to play out the jump from game one in this series, but I think they blew their opportunity in game six. They were at home. They led the series 3-1, but in game six, they up 3-2 and beating the dog shit out of Detroit in the first half. They up 24 points. And they lost the game 93-79. There's a point in the game where Orlando, in the second half, Orlando missed 23 straight shots. And they just were settling for stuff. Detroit clamped, they showed why they're the number one seed. They are playing physical, they play hard ball, they play defense, but Orlando was settling a lot, bro. And they had the lowest scoring half, the second half of the game, the lowest scoring half in NBA postseason history, 19 points. They scored 11 points in the third and 8 in the fourth. 8 points in the fourth quarter when you could close somebody out is insane at home. All right. But Cade Cunningham showed why he was considered an MVP candidate for most of the year before his injury, why he's going to be an all-NBA player. He's averaging 38 in the last 2 wins and 32 points per game for the series. Asor Thompson is nice. I like his game. I like his all-around game. He can score, but he like his brother. Like they don't have to score that much to affect the game. They can rebound, they can assist, and both of them defend at the elite level. On the Magic side of things, man, this the game. And for Paolo Banchero, this one of them coming out parties, bro. This is one of them. He one of the leaders of the new schools. Him and Cade Cunningham. This is that game 7 in the playoffs. This the legendary stuff. Like, will Paolo ball out? Will Paolo ball out? You got Franz Wagner. He out for the game. And the real key for the Magic, to me, is Wendell Carter Jr. So Wendell Carter Jr., he averages 14 and 11 during the wins, and he averages 7 points and 3 rebounds in the losses. Like they need him to ball out. They need him to ball out. But at the end of the day, with Detroit being at home, I know Orlando's won this series. I feel like the momentum too much in Detroit favor. I feel like Detroit take this game 7 at home and advance to the second round to play the winner of the next game 7, Toronto and Cleveland. In Cleveland. So this being one of them series where the home team win every game. It's one of them. I don't be liking series like that. But the Raptors won game 6 on RJ's Barrett, game winning 3-pointer in overtime. They won the game 112 to 110. So now, I ain't gonna even lie. I had no interest in this series going into it. I'm gonna keep it all the way platinum. I had no interest in it because this one of them. The East usually have some first round series that kind of like just kind of overlook and don't watch. And honestly, I know the players on both of these teams, but I ain't tapping enough with Toronto and Cleveland during the season to appreciate what they bring to the table. But this has been a real good series. Toronto's been out without Emmanuel Quickly, they starting point guard, but Brandon Ingram, he was out last game. And he's questionable for game 7 with the heel injury. So, I mean, we seen RJ Barrett come to play. Jacoby Walter done stepped up. But Scotty Barnes really has emerged like as a star. He kind of on that tier where it's like you one of them stars in the league. Because remember, Scotty Barnes was the rookie of the year in 21-22. But Scotty Barnes, I love how he played. I didn't know he was that much of a bucket like that. But he averaging 24, 6, and 9 in series. I always knew he could distribute and he gonna rebound and defend, but Scotty could get buckets. On the Cavs side of things, I think it come down to Harden. When Harden scored 20 in the series, they win. But really, Evan Mobley. And Evan Mobley been balling, but they have nobody on Toronto to deal with Evan Mobley, bro. Like, Evan Mobley gotta go crazy on them boys. Like, Evan Mobley gotta go crazy. But at the end of the day, I think the pattern continues in this series and Cleveland wins this game 7 and gets Toronto out of there. If they don't, they're going to try to kill James Harden. They done traded for him to at least get past where they were last year. And you remember last year, Cleveland was the number 1 seed in the East. So they make this a big trade. You know, Garland was a big piece of their team. They trade for Harden, so they expected to at least get out the first round of the playoffs. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Cleveland Cavaliers to close it out. Y'all let me know in the comments who y'all picks for the game 7s. How far can the Lakers go? And what's your thoughts on Philly and Boston? It's Talkin Sporty L franchise. Make sure you subscribe to the Bros TV Network. We out.